Alright boys and girls, we are planning to take these blades off and sharpen them with an angle grinder and a sanding wheel. I got a 15/16 impact socket on my impact gun, got it hooked up to my air compressor. I'm about to yank these blades off. You're going to want to be able to stop the blade somehow. You don't just want to put the impact gun on there and just go for it, because the blades could fly around. You want to stop them somehow with a board, with your foot maybe. Just make sure they're stopped before you get going, because if that blade's flying around and you stick something in there, could, maybe not, get your hand, foot, boot, finger, some other lower extremity cut off. So just make sure it's secured before you start impacting. Let's get to it. Let's get these blades sharpened. See that? Don't lose these things. Alright, so as you can see here, I have it's a fairly large jaw vice grip holding my blade onto my workbench. Got the workbench up here. The blade sticking up. This is not the ideal situation in which to do blade sharpening, but we're going to try to deal with it as best as we know how. Let's get this grinder out. Let's get to fixing these blades, sharpening them. Alright, so what I'm going to use to sharpen today is a Bauer cordless 20 volt Hyper Max lithium 20 volt heavy duty. Look at this. Heavy duty guaranteed. Now, biggest question of the century is, are Harbor Freight tools worth it? First out of the box comes a manual. Next, we got a little handle to put on the side just so we have two hands on the grinder. Also comes with a little tool. Looks like that, and that will help us secure the wheel onto the grinder. Then comes the tool itself. Little box comes right there on the head. Take that off. Take a look at the grinder. You know what? I would say that button doesn't quite feel, that's not Milwaukee grade right there, that button. But overall, this thing does feel decent. It feels like it should hold up pretty good. And really, I don't do a whole lot in my shop anyway. This thing will definitely hold up to whatever I can throw at it, which in all reality isn't going to be that much. Now I will say that you do have to buy your battery and your charger separate. I got the mid-size, which is a 3 amp hour, 20 volt lithium. It's got a battery indicator right there. Nice, always like that. Anyway, that snaps on. Just like that. We're in business. However, I'm going to take this off. Maybe. I'm going to take this off until I get the wheel on there, just so I don't cut my hand off. I'm kind of fond of my hands, and I only have 2 of them, so I'm going to kind of try to keep them around. Now these are the sanding wheels that I was talking about, and all it is a regular grinding wheel like that, except on this side it's just strips of sandpaper. Are they better? You know, they're just not, they don't eat into whatever you're grinding near as much as your regular grinding wheel. which I find that beneficial, especially when I'm dealing with blades like this. I don't want my blades to be completely gone yet. So I'm just gonna use something a little bit softer to sharpen my blades, just so I don't eat through them so fast. On your grinder, like most grinders, you have this button right here on top. If you push that in, rotate your shaft here, you will see that it locks. You can hear that. Then you can just undo the nut right there. All right, that's your nice little bolt. It has the holes in there for your wrench to go into. We'll show that later. Take your Bauer 2X Life, 4.5 inch diameter, 60 grit, type 27. It's for steel and stainless steel. All right. So we stick that thing on our grinder, make sure it is nice and rested in there in the right position, because it could be all wonky like that. You want to make sure that it's rested, totally center. Take your nut again, put that on there. All right, just push your button up here, do a double take, make sure this is rested in there just right. Take your wrench, put it into the holes, holding the button on the bottom. Just tighten that bad boy, all right? And just make sure that it's on there. You don't want stuff flying off while you're grinding, all right? Known to the state of California to cause cancer, birth defects, and other reproductive harm. Now, brethren, we're ready. Now this thing has kind of a funny button here. Just look at this thing. So up top it has two little catches, and basically you turn that thing on and then you have to push it down in order for the grinder to stay on, otherwise it'll just shut off again right away. Like that. You have to pop this thing up, push it down, and then, only then will it stay on. Anyway, probably a little safety feature there. Nice looking grinder. Let's see how it works. Now, the key to doing lawnmower blades, and I didn't know this for ages, and it was just my own ignorance, but if you can see, there's a nice little shiny part right here, okay? You're gonna wanna keep that same angle on the blade, okay? And the way you can tell if you're sharpening it right or not is if that entire angle right there is completely shiny. If one side is shiny and the other is not, that means you're getting your angle wrong. If it is all the way shiny, that means that your grinder, or whatever you're using to sharpen, is at the right angle and you are sharpening the blade how it should be. All right? Let's get to grinding. Safety third. Now, as you can see here, we have got the shiny, we've got the angle all shiny. Now, if you look at this edge, you can see that notch right there is pretty bad. I am not going to work on that too hard tonight because honestly, if you sharpen your blades or you grind it down too far, pretty soon your blade starts to lose integrity, and the edge that you put on it is just going to dull very, very fast. So you don't want to grind it too thin. You don't want to get that edge too thin. This is almost a little bit too thin, but I think it's fine. I think it's about good. Don't just get it like razor sharp. Don't be trying to shave with your lawnmower blades. Just get an edge on it. Just a fairly nice edge. And this will just have to wait for probably next time or the time after that. It'll be beaten back far enough to actually sharpen it. And anyways, so you can see you have a nice shiny edge on your lawnmower blade, just how it should be. Now there is one more step to this whole program, and that is to make sure that your blade is balanced. Is this important? You can probably go without it, but if you like a smooth ride, especially on a mower, make sure that everything is humming along just perfectly. I know for me, I like my stuff to work right, and so I like to balance my blades. You can buy a blade balancer. It looks kind of like a little metal stick, little metal rod sticking up, and then like a cone-shaped thing goes on top of it. You put your blade on there and it balances to show you which end is heavier. Basically, which end you took more metal off of is going to be lighter, and so it'll show you your balance, whether it's good or not. But I don't have a lawnmower blade balancer, so I have to do a little bit of it's more of a gimmick. It does show you your balance though, and I will show you how to do it here in a second. What you need to do, take your standard screw and find some place that you can secure it very easily. I'm going to do mine right here on this post. All right. All you got to do is make sure that you have enough room on that particular screw so that you are not dealing with your blades hitting the bench, which I might need to back mine out here just a little bit. There we go. All right, looks like we're good. If you look at my blade right here, it actually remains level. It does not flop to one side or the other. I guess it is touching just a little bit back here, but as you can see, if you pull it away, it does not flop to one side or the other, so that we can tell that we are balanced. All right, and our blade is not going to vibrate as much as it would as if we had got the balance on that wrong. So, not, like I said, not a life or death thing, but definitely something that you might want to check if you want your blades or your lawnmower to ride as smoothly as possible.